Hello, human collective. Welcome to the Upside to Grief. My name is Story, and I'm your host.
And my name is Erica, and I am your co-host.
And this week we are back with Luis, also known as the Fuck Fentanyl Guy, and we are doing a segment on grief in the wild.
Yes, I'm so excited for this one because we're kind of already talking about it a little bit, but it is, it's one we haven't done yet, so this will be our first time doing grief in the wild.
Nice.
And do you want to tell us a little bit about what grief in the wild is before he kind of tells us all his experiences?
Yes. So grief in the wild, it's just kind of like that stuff that stops you in your tracks when you're like out trying to live your life and you're maybe buying fruit or groceries and then you're just crying for no reason in the grocery store and you're like, okay, cool. We're going to do this now. So because that's life. That's grief.
Yeah, just shows up in unexpected time.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you read the title, like, why did you choose Grief in the Wild?
I like relate a lot to the word wild.
Right.
Wild person.
Grief is wild too. So.
Yeah, it is. But but when you gave me the description, it actually resonates a lot with me. I lost my best friend to a drug overdose in 2022. No, sorry, 2021. It was December. It was like the end of 21. And it was the last instance that popped in my head, just like how you were saying. I was like I was in Coronado, and it's not even a place I even like had any connection with my best friend. We're from Chula Vista, so I was doing a job in Coronado. And I think it was like the week coming into the anniversary of his passing. So it wasn't even the exact date, but it was kind of just like in the forefront of my mind, like it's coming. And I'm in Coronado. I think I was like getting like breakfast because it was like I was doing a construction job. And I was trying to get something to eat, and there's a Burger King right there. It's like the only thing I could afford in Coronado, and I was like on my way to get food, and like when I just was like found a parking spot and stuff, I just like immediately started crying, immediately just like breaking down, and it was so crazy. It's never happened to me, like to that degree where I just was in tears, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with me? And I was like, well, the day is, I guess that the anniversary is coming up, and I just, all these feelings and emotions were just rushing through me, and it was so wild. And mind you that, I'm trying to do a job, I'm construction.
Had to go to work in a sec.
Right, blue collar shit too,
Yeah.
It's not exactly the right place
or time. No, you're like,
I don't
can we
cry
not?
in front of it, And when he passed away, I was doing a construction job too. It was a massive project. We were doing a big remodel, and thankfully, like, I don't know if it was like God or whatever, man, the universe that lined up that day. Like I was pretty much by myself doing the job, because we had so many jobs going on. I was pretty much doing this massive remodel by myself, just trying to do some demolition. So I had plenty of time to cry. And
let me handle this real quick. I'll be
right
back.
Yeah,
Nobody's
like,
here.
It was nice that way. I didn't have to deal with people. I think I was working part-time at the time too. And I think like I took time off from that part-time job. And I remember like my first day going back into there, and oh God, it was fucking brutal. Like I wanted to walk. That was like one of the, I've had times where I wanted to leave and stuff like that at that particular place. But I when it was like that early stage of grief, like I was like, fuck this. Like, and I told my boss what was going on, but yeah, grief like fucking could hit me, man, like when I least expect it. Like I'm trying to remember, like if it was like that with when my dad passed away, because that was when I was 10, and I was a lot. I think I tried a lot more to cover it up when I was 10, because I didn't want to look weak and shit, So it's so hard for me to really recall if I ever had done that.
Like try to recognize and pinpoint those specific
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
instances at
those
that
hard,
age.
hard,
Yeah.
it was just like those little reminders, I guess, of not having a father will come up. Like, Father's Day or like
Hmm.
any holiday, you're just kind of like, oh fuck, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
You see other people posting a happy Father's Day, and
Yeah.
you're like, my dad is dead.
Yeah, my dad's dead. Yeah. I'm not doing nothing for that day. But there's there was another one too where I was thinking of having a grief in the wild type moment. It was my uncle passed away, and my uncle was it's kind of complicated. Like him and my dad were like kind of enemies. my dad.
Were they brothers or no?
No.
Okay,
No.
gotcha.
That's
Different.
Even,
So
that's
dad
what
and
makes
then
it even more weirder.
uncle on your mom's side.
Yeah, my
Okay.
mom's side is her brother,
Gotcha. Okay.
and my dad got along with my mom's family pretty well, but except for my uncle because he was on meth, and my dad had the ism of alcoholism for sure, but he was not like into any sort of hard drug use at all, and he was a cop. So it was like a cop and a tweaker. It's like they're enemies. It's like cat and mouse.
Hmm.
So it was always kind of weird growing up with that drama going on, and then I actually relate a lot more to my uncle than my dad in the aspect of addiction, the aspect of like how I grew up. We had like very similar like kind of upbringings, and I was kind of compared growing up to being like more like my uncle because I wasn't good at school and I was kind of more focused on drugs and alcohol than trying to have a future and stuff like that. So I had developed a big bond with my uncle, years after my dad has already been dead. And my uncle actually took me in my addiction, so it was rough when he passed away. It was so like I had like little reminders here and there with my uncle, and I'm trying to think of one exact moment. Um, I would say like it would probably be I think maybe the anniversary, like around the anniversary of his passing.
Mhm.
Like not again, not on the exact day, but maybe
Mhm.
like
The
approaching
leading
it.
up to it.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
days get me
Yeah.
Same.
way
Yeah.
worse. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
anticipatory grief.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucker.
So it was like, and it was that built up was going
Yeah.
in, and I felt like the irritability in my soul, just like fuck this day and fuck everything, and also my dad and my uncle, their anniversary dates are like really close together too. They're
Oh.
just different years. My dad was in 2000, August 18th, and my uncle is 2023, August 22nd.
Okay.
So it's like kind of like that week.
Yeah.
It's almost a whole month.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god, don't get me started, man. August
Yeah.
sucks.
Fuck.
Fuck August. But
I-
yeah, the grief. I for sure. It's such a weird thing for me, and like, I guess I always spent, like I was just explaining earlier, most of my life trying to avoid that pain and avoid the healing. I just kind of wanted to like just shove it in a nice little bottle and
Mhm.
lock it in and don't look at it. Don't like it never happened, and it never really works out that way.
No.
You know,
You can try.
you can
Yeah.
try, but
It just doesn't
it's waiting
work.
for you.
I have a question about
Yeah.
your moment in the parking lot.
Yeah,
I want to go back
yeah,
to that
go
really
back.
quick, just
Yeah.
because it was. I feel like that's such a big moment, and we just kind of like, I don't know, almost kind of did it right there, where you were like, "Yeah, this happened, okay," and then
And next.
Yeah.
And then.
But like,
Yeah. Go
when you were like in the moment, did you like? What was that like? Like after you like let yourself just fucking cry it out
Yeah.
in your car?
Yeah.
Like, did you just go in and order a sandwich?
Like,
Or do you
I
remember,
kinda
like, where your
said,
head
like
was?
a little prayer,
Ooh,
like right
okay.
after that, like a micro prayer, not like anything
Right.
like official from a religion or even AA or NA or any of that. It was just like a prayer for him, just from myself to him, and
Yeah.
I like when the moment I found out my best friend had died, I literally was like, at least his suffering is over.
Mhm.
He was living a really terrible life this last few months of his life, so it was so. As much as like I give a little curse every once in a while. It's like, God damn it, dude, really? But in the end of the day, I'm content that like I had to spend time with him. I had nothing but great memories of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had some falling outs, of course, with addiction. You know how
Happens.
that goes. But yeah, I said a little prayer after that, and then tried to carry on with my day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, but I think that that's kind of like the biggest thing about like grief in the wild, because like it just like
It's-
randomly happens like
Yeah.
that. Like you're not really
Yeah.
expecting it, and then you're like, oh shit, I just have to keep going on throughout my day. Now
Mhm.
everything has to be normal again.
Yeah.
It just like
Mhm.
gets you, and then
No, absolutely.
yeah,
It's a strange feeling for sure.
yeah, and I don't
Like-
think that's necessarily a bad thing either. Like just
Like to keep
sometimes
going?
we need. Well, yeah, like
Or
the
the-
little explosion.
Oh,
or I
the
don't know if
explosion.
explosion's the right
no,
word,
yeah.
'cause I have
Explosion.
explosion.
I mean, yeah,
the
that's-
eruption of, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
What
I
it feels
feel.
like.
yeah. I
Yeah.
love that you said a prayer though, because
Yeah.
It's like
that's
honoring the moment
yeah,
Yeah.
that you just had,
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of just pushing it to the
Yeah.
side.
No, absolutely.
yeah,
Like I had so much like stuff going on, like in his before he passed away, and I'd always like think about my friend and stuff like that, and I think there was just a lot of guilt like
Yeah.
left over,
definitely.
and it just I think it just built up, and then I'll have little crash outs like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I had another one too.
Mhm.
relatable.
Relatable.
Another one.
Yeah, well, but this one was made more sense. I the first time I went by our high school that we met, I fucking cried. I cried like
Little
a baby.
trigger
I was like,
moments.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's
like because I hadn't even like I lived right near where I went to high school, like maybe just like a couple miles away, and then I had the first like my first glance at the school, and it's like all new. When we went there, it was a fucking ghetto piece of shit, like one of the oldest schools in San Diego, but just seeing it though, even like the new version of it, I fucking broke down. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
It was like getting triggered.
yeah, yeah.
Triggered by emotions and feelings.
I
yeah,
have those all the time.
yeah, for sure.
Literally all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And with my dad, it was like I said, I have reminders, so I can't really think of a moment where it's completely random, where it's like, oh God, just. But like if I see like the ocean, I think about him because we used to ride the boats, and and he was cremated, and they spread his ashes in the ocean, stuff like that. That would kind of like, like I wouldn't say trigger in that aspect, but maybe just like little reminders,
Yeah.
Kind of like gentle reminders.
gentle reminders. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm picturing waves.
Yeah.
Always water with me.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
just feeling it, like
Ocean.
just comes in a little bit, drags back out, comes in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
When you think of those things, especially the ocean. Yeah.
But yes.
Fuck.
It's it's crazy. Like, and I'm just thinking about like like I when I think triggered, I always would because I'm also a recovering addict. I would think like like in the aspect of like wanting to get high or use or escape, but sometimes it's just when you're dealing with like grief and stuff like that, it's just
Mm-hmm.
it could be just a wave of just different feelings of emotions, whether it's sadness, anger,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
but it's pretty it could be a lot, not knowing what's really like stored inside you,
Mm-hmm.
like just building up, like you're completely like you're just living your life, like you're like everything's all good, and then like you have the worst depression just hit
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. A little storm come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, I chose the topic of grief in the wild because I was like, oh, I definitely lived a wild life. So it's just, like when I was like out there, doing my thing, it's just like I couldn't stand just nothing happening,
Mm.
and then so when it's like almost like I need to feel something to get me out of thinking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when it comes to like pain of like losing people, I feel like it can like push you to, doing impulsive things, and when it comes to like even just getting like reminders, it can also just like it's it can also just like internally like take you down too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people that they'll get moments like this, or even in the early stages of grieving, and they what do? They go out and get high, or they want to escape,
Yeah.
or like even some people take their own lives
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because they just can't deal with that pain.
Mm-hmm. I think it's very normalized in our society for people drink through grief a
Yeah.
lot because
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
you know
big
what I mean.
one.
That's a huge
Especially
one,
alcohol.
and
Mhm.
it's not even like second looked at. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
like
they're
the
going
normal
through
thing,
something.
you know?
It is the normal thing, like in normal society. Like
Yeah.
you just and it's just
Yeah.
cool. It's not cool, but
But it's
like,
acceptable.
It's acceptable,
Yeah.
and it's
Absolutely.
what's become normal in our society.
Mhm.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you don't
Didn't
fully
even
process
imagine.
it
Yeah.
when you're drinking like that.
I couldn't even imagine doing that. Like, even if I was normal and like could drink alcohol, I just, yeah, I had no thought of doing that. I just wanted to like feel everything. I
Yeah.
wanted to feel
You wanted to
everything.
feel it.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
wanted to. Partly just because I was like, can I do this? Like,
Yeah.
will I be able to withstand like those moments in a
Right.
parking lot?
Mhm.
And the answer is yes. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, we can get through them.
Yeah, I felt that way with Ken. I quit taking all my actual like anxiety meds,
Yeah.
everything. Like 3 weeks after he passed, I was like, I don't want anything. None of this is gonna help me, and I just need to
really?
feel it. And I don't want to be robbed of my grief. Like it was strange, but
Yeah.
yeah, I did the same thing. But when I was like 21, I had one of my close friends at the time committed suicide, and I drank through that.
I
Like
remember you sharing about
it's
that.
yeah, there's just
So two different
all griefs are
experiences.
different.
Yeah.
But then when it was like, this is my life partner, I was like, I don't want anything. Like
Mhm.
I need to
I see.
do this. Like,
Yeah.
But you're also
not that
in
I
a-
need to do this. I didn't have a fucking choice. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess you always have a choice, but the not so good choices were like not in my brain. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to do any of that. It's not going to help me.
It's kind of cool though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you walked into the Burger King and got breakfast. And you walked into the Burger King and got breakfast.
Yeah, I got my
Alright.
breakfast. I'm trying to think what sandwich I ordered, but I can't think of it right now.
That would be really funny if you remembered, though. It's just like ingrained in your head. I ordered
I like
the.
their French toast sticks. They're pretty good.
Oh my god, they're so good. Damn. Well, thank you so much for sharing your stories about grief in the wild. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Absolutely.
yeah, they're definitely very interesting, and I think it'll be a fun little segment if anybody else decides. You're the first one who chose it, so it's pretty
Mhm.
Fuck
it's pretty
yes.
cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to end us or
Yeah.
take us out of here?
Next week you will be speaking with me and Erica, and we're gonna just be talking about death, all things grief,
All right.
Yep. All things grief.
all things grief.
Yeah,
So
all things grief.
thank you so much for
Thank you so
tuning
much,
in.
Louise.
Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe.
And thank Louise for being with us for this segment. That was really fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.